up, all you crazy motherfuckers? This is DJ Rob Chaoz, and I'm back with a brand new episode of The Holding Cell, coming at you in 3, 2, 1. What's up, everybody? It's your favorite DJ, your crazy ass DJ Rob Chaoz. I'm here in downtown Lynchburg. There's tons of artists, tons of musicians, and I'm about to drop in on one. One of the coolest artists that I know. We happen to share the same name, Mr. Bartertown Bobby Fuller. Check this out. Appreciate y'all tuning in. I'm downtown here in Lynchburg with Bartertown Bobby, and I had the pleasure of checking out some of the art that he has been kicking ass on for the last couple of months. He's been working on this piece. It's a work in progress, but he's giving me the inside view. Check this stuff out. Bobby, how long have you been an artist, bud?
My whole life.
Your whole life?
Professionally, 12 years.
It's a long time. What is your discipline? What do you focus on mostly? What type of art?
Mainly I focus on expressing myself and expressing the feelings and things that I'm going through in an artistic way.
Excellent. What inspired this piece that we're looking at here?
Well, some of the inspiration is the hills and landscape of the area, Appalachian Trail and Blue Ridge Mountains, and also Van Gogh and Starry Nights and the mix between the two, past and future with painting technique, and then futuristic with the LEDs.
Yeah, I've been seeing some LEDs twinkling above my head. How did you go about doing that?
It's actually 1,000 fiber optic cables ran to each star. Gets a couple strands of fiber optic, and then it's all controlled with a remote.
That's amazing. How long have you been working on this one?
This project, about a month and a half. Whoa. Which was a flat ceiling. I put in a cathedral ceiling and mural of the electrical.
Pretty awesome out here, man. It really is surreal. I know that there's a lot of fans out there that love your artwork. What is your favorite piece to date that you've been able to work on that's, maybe not necessarily something that was the highest seller, but something that you enjoyed doing?
Well, I have a nickname of Van Gogh, and painting in his style and researching his style and the old ways of his techniques and things like that, and I really enjoy hanging out with him and experiencing my version of his art.
Excellent, excellent. So, where do you see yourself, say, 5 years from now?
5 years from now, not much different. Still an artist, still just creating and looking for opportunities.
Excellent. Well, where can we find your artwork? Is this something that you've been checking out on Facebook? Is it something that you have a website? Can you tell us me a link?
You can check it out at Bartertown Bobby Fuller on Facebook or Bobby Nowhere on Instagram.
Excellent.
For now.
Bobby Nowhere. I like that one. I need to go ahead and hit the follow button on that one. I haven't found you on Instagram yet, but it's really neat. Cool deal. So we can find your artwork there?
Yep.
Excellent. We just contact you directly to get in touch if we're interested in buying a piece, right?
Please.
Excellent, Bobby. I appreciate your time, man. Thank you so much. There's a lot of people that love what you do, and we just wanted to thank you. Thank you for putting all the work in, man. There's a lot of love put into the work that you do, and people do appreciate good artists these days. There's few and far between.
Thank you.
Right on, bud. So I'm wandering down here on Main Street. Just got out of the interview with Mr. Bartertown Bobby. And I tell you what, man, there's not many true artists anymore. And it was an absolute pleasure talking to this man. What he does is absolute art, and he believes in it. And that's all he knows. There's not many true artists left. And for somebody to have an opportunity to come down to downtown Lynchburg and open up something that's artistic and gives back to the community, to me, that's, you can't ask for much more. So, it's really amazing that, there's people that are out there that still have that drive to want to give back to the community and provide something that's an outlet for a lot of people. So, definitely check out Bobby. Bartertown Bobby. He's one of a kind. You ain't gonna find people like that. I'm in awe. So, guys, check him out. What's up, guys? Welcome back. I hope you guys are enjoying the show. I've been having a kick-ass time on this episode. I really appreciate you guys tuning in. So, we're here in Lynchburg, and I'm here with 1218. We're going to have a little chat here, talk about one of the longest running original music bands here in this area, man. These guys are fucking awesome. So, let's introduce them. What's your name, brother?
My name is Weston.
What do you play?
Bass player.
Nice.
I'm Greg, guitar, vocals.
I'm Scott, the idiot behind all this madness.
Appreciate that, you guys. Let's sit down and have a little chat. How long you guys been together?
This particular iteration, we've been doing this for what, about 3 years? Yeah. Weston's been with us for 5.
Yeah, 5. Feels like it's been about a week.
Right?
It really does sometimes. A lot of stuff happening at one point, and a lot of nothing happening at one point, and then a lot of something else happening, and then coming together again. And it's just like it's a whirlwind. It's a whirlwind.
As with all original bands, I mean, a lot of members come and go.
Yeah.
It's just longevity, and how long a band can really put up with the nonsense and the bullshit that comes with writing.
True indeed.
Music and reliability of musicians these days. So,
I agree. I've enjoyed the whole process, though.
Yeah, you should.
We've played some live shows. Won't
Some
call
better
any
than others.
names. More sober than others. Like I said, it's been great in its own right, but it's hard to collaborate at times with an inconsistent lineup. It would be nice. You know, it's been nice for the last 2-3 years. Greg, Scott, myself, yourself played for a while.
Yeah.
And things change.
Sure.
Still changing.
Absolutely.
Forever changing. We're just trying to still make it happen.
That's awesome.
So we're still trying to make it happen.
Yeah, I'm
Just
sorry.
trying to make music. That's the bottom line. I mean, it's, you know, it's what's the next song? What's the next iteration gonna look like? How can we take who is here and let them speak? You know, it's because it's, you know, the one thing I never want to do in this band is repeat myself. You know, and the beauty of, I mean, like Greg and you know, the album is out, and the album is basically, you know, the album, you know, Ascended Apparatus came out, and it was, you know, that was the canon. That was the songs that have been here since at least 5 years ago, and all the way back to a dozen years ago when this thing first got started 14 years ago. There's some of those songs that, you know, I mean, that I brought into the band when we first founded 1218 back in 2006. That, you know, they were revisions of songs that I had played with other bands, and I just felt like this is how I always wanted this song to sound. You know, so we're talking about songs that are like, you know, 25 years old, and so there's the canon, and we're the biggest thing we're grateful about with the canon is, like, it's finally there. Here's your album. Here's the damn canon. Now we can move on. Now we can move on and write some new stuff, you know, with the people that we have here, and you know, now we can show you something different,
Right.
you know. It's just such a huge, it's a release. It was a relief
Yeah.
to have that album come out.
Hey,
You know?
I followed you we were together for 4 or 5 years, and it's like, man, when will we
Move on from this
get these
and start
these
writing new
songs
material.
done? I mean, I never got tired of the songs per se, but I was so ready to have that done, printed, whatever you might want to call it, and move on with some newer things, because I know Greg's a
This
prolific
guy's
writer.
got like 8,000 songs.
He's got notebooks. He's like, you know, Tesla, you know, like Tesla.
He handed me a ream of paper one day and said, "Hey, these are all the lyrics I've written that I don't really have anything for. So here you go.
Right.
Knock yourself out, dude.
Yeah.
Break my hips when he threw it in my lap." You know?
Right, and you know, he's ready to go on with us in a new direction. Matter of fact, Scott and I were jamming one evening. We came up with a riff. Came up, and some of your things were laying around. It was like, hey, this one.
I started flipping through that ream of paper. I was like, "Oh, hey, that'll fit."
That'll fit right there. You know?
You guys have obviously been around doing this for a long time. You know, longevity is really what creates success in an original band. You know, you have your ups, you have your downs. So I guess that brings me to my next question. What is, I guess, collectively, your worst moments as a band? What have you guys felt as your lowest moments?
That's a tough question because there've been a lot of low points in this band,
Sure.
but they haven't involved these guys.
Okay.
Not together anyway. Not in this
Maybe
series.
not in your experience. I have a low point, but I'll let him go first.
You know, yeah, we can certainly take turns on this. I mean, as far as since like Greg and Wes have been in the band, my you know, I would say the low point was when we were, you know, we were ready to start recording with the one drummer that we had, and then all of a sudden we had it was just, we kept trying to schedule that, and all of a sudden he bailed because for some reason he didn't think anything was going on. There's some miscommunication, and it was just I honestly thought we were finally done, because I remember looking at these guys and that drummer and saying, you know, when this in our incarnation is done, I kind of feel like we're done, because I think I'm tired of that's the thing that wears on you when you've been doing it with one band, you know, for as long as 1218 has existed. It gets tiring.
Yep.
Replacing people just gets tiring, and it's a gut punch every time somebody leaves. It's oh god, I gotta start over again. I gotta find somebody else to replace them, and it's got to be the right fit. It's got to be the right chemistry. It's got to be, you know, it's got to be somebody who really is inspired by the concept.
Sure. Yeah, we've been working at this quite a long time, man. You know, there's a lot of ups, lots of downs. All the bands go through them. You know, I've been in quite a few bands myself. I know exactly what you're talking about, man. And that's kind of why I do my own thing now, and you know, I'm solely responsible for my own success and what I do. So I don't have 4 girlfriends, you know, to rely on to make my life miserable. But you know, on the
Well, we
polar
have
opposite
2
of
right
that
now,
question, collectively as a band, I'd also like to know, what is you guys' high point? What keeps you guys here? What is the high point of 1218?
Somebody else answer. Greg, go ahead.
Shit, on the spot. For me, honestly, it's like I was telling you a little earlier. You know, I've written and played in my bedroom for years. I was in bands in college, and we'd go play out and stuff, and I loved doing that. Just never out the opportunity, married kids, you know, that kind of shit. And then when the whole thing came up about trying out for 1218, and I sent some tracks, and I was listening to them. Was in my living room to Parting Images, which that's for me. That's awesome. You know, I was like, I could play in this band. This is the kind of stuff that I enjoy. I could see myself playing this music, and again, being able to play original stuff, because that's what I've always. You know, I wouldn't mind cover here and there for somebody just because you like a song. Man, it's up here. I know it is for him. I know it is for him. It's up here. I don't need to take somebody else's stuff. I've got my own ideas about what I want to put out in the world as far as music goes.
Sure.
And so just for me, like high point would be coming and jamming with you guys that first time and being able to have one of his crazy ass riffs sink in finally.
Right.
Like, oh, I can play that now. Or when I was using that.
I've been there myself. You gotta beat it into your head like
Right,
every time.
right, and then I got it. And then I go like, yeah!
Is that even a fucking tempo?
Yeah, it's like, what is this? Especially
Some
coming
of it takes a
from
while.
having played Open C, and I'm like relearning how to play standard tuning, and I'm relearning this crazy ass shit. that he
And
comes
drop
up
D.
with. And then, well, drop D is, you know.
It's pretty simple, but you
But-
still have to do it.
Hey, well, you know, I mean, in fairness, you know, and I've got to give a shout out here. You know, I mean, it was, you know, there was a lot of this. Okay, yes, I was a songwriter, you know, creative force behind this, but you know, Charlie Boyd, you know, it was the team of Scott Griffin and Charlie Boyd that created most of the canon.
Right.
You know, and for example, like that riff that you're talking about in Falsehood is total. That was
Oh, well, Charlie, yeah!
that was Charlie, and it was just awesome. You know,
Charlie is a great guitar player, a lyricist. You know,
it's just it was tough that life got in the way for him so much. You know,
for me, it's.
but we wouldn't have Greg.
Yeah, see,
That
now
is
he
true.
sounds like
That
somebody
is true.
fawning over an old
But
girlfriend.
I mean, I miss the. It's about the camaraderie. It's about the friendship, the camaraderie, the laughs, the arguments,
Certainly.
all of that, man. I just
Never
enjoy.
argue with this man, dude.
No, not at all. But I mean, I just like the guys, man. You know, just coming together. Hey, man, we come down, turn on, start tuning up, and the next thing you know, you're riffing.
Yeah. Tune out the
It's,
world.
and not, you know, you just turning pegs for a second, but somebody's got something rolling.
Right.
For the next half hour, you're just riffing,
Right.
coming up with different things that we have forgotten.
Right. Well, one thing that I know
But that's the cool thing, man.
about the band is you guys, you're very different from a lot of the bands that I've been exposed to in this area. There's a ton of musicians in Lynchburg. Lynchburg has been kind of a big stop on the East Coast for a lot of touring bands, and it's really created a scene that has influences, but a lot of people like to do the cover thing. They like to do cover bands. They don't have a lot of original music that they want to put out. So, having a band like this, you really need to find the right members, and having the type of influence and the type of music you guys play is very progressive. So you really have to find the right musician, and I can see how you guys have gone through a few people, because it's not easy for anybody to play the stuff that you guys play. If you guys check out the album, you guys check out 1218's brand new album. It's amazing. Prog metal is every bit of 1218. They wrote the book on it. They've been doing it a long time. And
well, in fairness, we're not Dream Theater. This is not Dream Theater. If you're expecting virtuosity, it's not going to happen in this band. But it's what it is that it's genre hopping. It's we're all over the place. You one song to the next, and within songs, it's going to be different. You're going to get you're not going to get one riff for 3 minutes.
Right.
It's just not going to happen because we don't have that attention span.
One of the things that I when I actually was playing with you guys originally, one of the things that drew me towards your music was the storylines that you guys, and everything had a theme, everything from medieval battles and, or even, Charlie's song. What was the song that he wrote? Elko Fields.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, the Richmond, the fake Richmond.
Right, and everything
story,
has a backstory, and there's a purpose behind every song, and you guys really put your all into every one of the originals, and that to me that's what music is all about, I mean, you guys put the feels out there, it's really important to, put that into your music, and I love that about you guys, that's why I'm here, that's why I'm here to, help promote and push your guys' album and get it to where it needs to be in front of the eyes that need to see it, it's
Right.
It's a cool thing, it really is, and you guys have been working really hard at it, and I've seen so many changes over the years, and it's kind of cool to be a part of it. I really enjoy hanging out with you guys and
Absolutely.
all that stuff. So that's why I'm here. That's why I do what I do. So, but enough about me, goddammit. So on to my next question. You guys know that everything that I do it's unscripted. I don't even pre-think about any of this shit. Everything is on the fly because
It's real.
Yeah, exactly. People,
That's 1218.
Yeah, absolutely. I 100% agree. So I guess something that's kind of popping into my head here. Individually, what is your favorite song off of the album?
Oh God, man, I gotta shit.
You can only pick one. You got 10 seconds.
Fly On.
Cool. I like that one. Fly On's a great one.
That's my favorite. Not because it's got one of the more inventive bass lines,
Sure.
but I like the storyline to it. I like the groove. I like how it builds and moves and sways along its path. But there are easily 4 or 5 more that are just as much on that same frame.
Sure.
But if I got to pick one, Fly On's it.
Fly On. Greg?
Elko Fields Images.
Right. Okay.
See, he's got 2 on. Can I do that?
Can I do it?
He's got 2 on.
I'm almost on
Like
the
a
same
run,
page.
like, he's acting like it's a
But that's
run.
2 different sides of the spectrum.
Elko to me because of just how much stuff is in it.
Sure.
I kind of like the way I sound on it. Sorry. But just the way the song rolls, the different influences that come out in that song.
Sure.
But Images is just such a amazing prog song. I mean, it is. I've told him before. I mean,
was the one that made you join the band.
Well, yeah, it is, and the fact that you know, for me, writing music is about, like we were talking about, just putting stuff out there, and when I hear a good song, like Songs I Love, I'm like, man, I wish I had written that.
Right.
You know, that is one of the ones that just really, I wish I had written that. You know, and I'm glad to be a part of it. I'm glad to put my touch on it. One of my high points, really, honestly, for me, the high point was my take on the guitar break.
That epic solo. Oh my God.
You know, I just like, man, I just Scott wants is kind of whatever, and I just, you know, I was proud of myself for that. But I love Images. It is such
That
a
was
good
the
song.
song that it was make or break for any of the musicians that came and tried out for 1218. If you couldn't play Images, you weren't even allowed in the studio with an instrument in your hand. So it was like, you know, you could play any of the other songs, but if you can't play Images, you don't have a chance.
It's done.
Well, I that was literally actually that became a rule for drummers. Like this is your audition piece. If you can't play this, then we're not gonna get together. We're not gonna get along,
right?
Because we had what had happened was there had been a series of drummers, like 3 or 4 in a row, that would choke on all time signatures, and it was like we're doing great with this guy with changes and stuff like that, but as soon as all of a sudden it's an alt time signature and they're just freaking out, and I'm like, all right, okay, from now on, Images is the audition piece for the drummers, okay? Because we have had there have been at least 15 drummers in this band in 14 years, which is it's a crime. Honestly, the one I miss most of all was the original drummer, Chad Mitchell, because that man could play anything. But the problem was that he had to drive 2 hours to rehearsal every week or every other week, and it was just too much for him. It was like oh God, it broke my heart when we lost him.
What is your favorite?
My favorite song. Right.
That's a new thing we've been working on.
Rise and Fall.
Sure. Okay.
Rise and Fall was just it's in some aspects it's our most kind of like standardized kind of tune, but at the same time it's also like kind of the wackiest as far as, you know, the Easter eggs everywhere in that song. When we played it live, I've introduced it by saying that, you know, this song has a secret. This song has a secret message in it, and if you send in 10 box tops from your favorite 1218 cereal, we'll give you a decoder ring so you can figure it out. Because we did, it was just kind of nutsy, some of the stuff that we did for that particular song. Like, there literally is, there's a binary riff that if you spend hours trying to figure it out.
It spells out a little something for you.
Yeah, right. And you're gonna be totally disappointed when you finally do figure it out.
It all boils down to ones and zeros, people.
But at the same time, like Elko Fields. You bring up Elko Fields. I mean, that was actually the first song that everybody in the band contributed to. When we were writing Elko,
It's fun as hell to play.
Certainly is.
Charlie.
All of them,
Yeah.
Charlie came in with a basic with his riff, you know, that it was classic Iron Maiden kind of riff, and it was like we went, you know, all of the different parts in that were one or the other of us. Ellen contributed a couple of riffs to that. I contributed some riffs to that. Everybody, it was a total band contribution. It was really freaking cool, and that was back in 2007. And that was just,
Right.
you know, it was one of those. I mean, that it sounds as crazy as it should for this band. You know.
You know, when I was introduced to the songs, and they all had they were all finished, but I I just took a path. You know, I didn't veer extremely away from what was already there. I just
Sure.
some sense
Kind of thumbprint on it.
thumbprint on.
And by the way, your bass is way better than ours. On that
you know,
one for
but
sure.
you know, but be that as it may or is, I mean, even Kenny, which was one of the drummers going by, you know, with his little change with Rise and Fall, just adding that second piece.
There's another thumbprint.
You know, that's another.
There's a guy who was only in the band for a
For
little
a
while,
little
but
while,
he
he said, you know-
changed the way that song was.
Yeah.
He changed the arrangement. It's just
Uh-huh.
like, why aren't you revisiting it?
You're right.
You know what? You're
You
right.
gotta-
Why aren't I
You gotta
revisiting
do
this?
this.
Let's-
And it's like everybody that I have known, and I'm sure everybody that I haven't even seen or known, everybody, like you said, had something to play in this music. And all
It
the
evolved.
music we have has went through multiple individuals and translations.
Sure.
And that's one of the cool things about it. It's almost like, damn, it's ancient history coming, and you're still coming through, and you're still having a chance to go through that with new people.
Right.
It's just an awesome thing, man. It's I've been playing music for 35 years. Been through the covers, been through attempts to make original music, and made some good stuff. But this has been the most inventive, the most fun of all of those years.
Right.
You know, and that's why, I mean, hey, that's why I've stuck with it. You know, and have enjoyed it all the way. It's been like, damn, you know, it's been at a standstill sometimes, and then it's been at a fever pitch. Then it goes back,
Right.
and you know, we finally got the album done,
Right.
and that was a major accomplishment for us.
Sure.
And you know, no matter what happens going forward, I hope to continue.
They're gonna get raw,
As long as
unfiltered
we
this
can.
time around because they're not gonna have the next album is gonna be just the three of us grinding out songs, and there's not gonna be anybody else to filter it through to refine it or anything.
No, it sounds like you guys have really, you know, solidified your lineup, which is, you know, really important because you know,
At
you
least
gotta have people
this
to-
part of it.
Yeah, absolutely. But I guess that brings me to my next question. Where do you guys see yourself in the next 5 years as a band? I know that you guys have made the album, you hit the milestone, you had your highs, you had your lows. This point on, since you guys finally got the album out,
5 years from now,
5 years from now, you guys
I got-
been out a long time. That's just a little.
I got at least 2 more albums coming out in the next 5 years because
Okay.
we're finally, like I said, the canon's finally stamped and we can write whatever the hell we want to.
Right.
And I know that there's enough creative juice between the 3 people sitting here
Sure.
to crank out a couple more albums. You know?
Oh, you know, right. I'm not a lyricist. I'm more, you know, I don't even know what I call myself, man. I'm more.
You're a riffmeister.
I'm a riffer, a bridger. You know, you know, come up with music. These guys are more the lyricists.
Sure.
And I gotta say,
This guy. This guy.
you know, Scott's been the major impetus to all of that up until this point. But this dude's got volumes like, you know, like
Which is another reason I
Socrates
think
and
it
Symbola.
kind of
you
is
know?
the same kind of thing I was talking about earlier. You know, you are a riffmeister. I'm kind of a riffmeister, but I write when it comes to lyrics. This dude knows how to put all that shit together.
Right.
You know, and so it just like filters on through. And so I'm excited to see what we can do because it has been, and I respect it too. I've enjoyed the band, you know, in mid whatever, you know, getting out the stuff that was there and making it worthy,
Sure.
you know, of what it is. But man, I got a lot of damn ideas.
That's amazing.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I want to put my stamp on
Yeah.
some stuff too.
I look
And I know
forward to
he's
hearing
got
it.
some, and I know he's got some, and
Well, you guys need to take the momentum, and you need to run with it. You know, the excitement of getting the album finished and getting past that point and just seeing where you want to take it, you know, and how far you want to take it. You know, obviously how much you enjoy it. You know, being in a band, it's a full-time commitment. So, you know, it's got to be something that you truly enjoy, and you got to be able to put your thumbprint on it, and you know, be something that you guys are proud of. You know, so you know, it's just keep that in mind, and you know.
You know, you can ask any of my exes
Mhm.
when I'm not involved. When I'm not involved in a musical project, I'm not a very fun person to be around.
Right.
So this is something I don't have a choice. This is something I have to do.
Right.
You know, and
Right.
you know where I am right now mentally is I don't really want to do it with anything but 1218.
That's awesome.
You know, because I like what 1218 is. I like the concept of 1218, and I like the people that I have that we have in 1218.
So you said 1218 about 5 times in the last 10 seconds. What the hell is 1218? Where did you get that band name?
1218. Okay, so Norfolk and Western Railroad Company, back in 1946. Or no, I'm sorry, it's 44. Because the World War II was still going on. Okay, the U.S. government looked at them and said, "We need a damn train that can go 70 miles an hour and pull a couple million pounds of freight, couple million pounds of freight, doing it."
Right.
And they said, "Okay," and they cranked out this monster steam engine, one of the last steam engines to ever be built, and it was the 1218. And it could do every bit of that. It used to run.
The name was 1218 of the steam engine.
Right.
Norfolk and Western 1218.
The Norfolk and Western 1218. The Norfolk and Western 1218 ran 70 miles an hour back and forth from Virginia to Ohio for years and years and years, until they retired it because diesel trains came out.
Oh.
So what does that have to do with the band? Well, steam engines. They're old school. That's old school tech. But it was the best of the old school tech. It was old school, high power, whole bunch of heavy metal.
Nice. I like that.
Almost steampunky.
Yeah, that's very cool. I like the concept of that. That's it can the train still be viewed somewhere? Is it in existence anymore? Or?
To the best of my knowledge, it is still sitting at the Roanoke
They have it in the
Train
museum. I
Museum.
believe.
Yeah, the Roanoke Train Museum. You can go look at the 1218.
This is
Yeah.
Roanoke, Virginia?
Yeah.
Okay, very cool. Yeah, as you guys know, we are located in Lynchburg, Virginia. We do a lot of our broadcasting, a lot of our. Now, we've covered quite a bit here, you guys. I like seeing the progress that you guys are making. I've been following you guys for a whole lot of time, man. It's in seeing the milestones being hit. To me, it's inspiring. I really am happy to see that you guys are making the progress that's been needed to be made in order for you guys to continue doing this and be happy doing it. And that's fucking awesome to me. You know, you guys deserve all the success that you guys have been pushing for. So, you know, I wish you the best in all that. You guys have recently put all of your music, including the new album, on the Spotify. You can also find them on the YouTube and all your social media outlets. They have all kinds of streaming outlets that you can find the 1218 album on, whatever the hell you guys use. I'm sure you can find it. So you guys need to check out this band. They kick ass. They're from Lynchburg, Virginia, and I 100% endorse these dudes. Check them out. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate y'all tuning in. It's been a fucking kick-ass time, and I really have enjoyed this episode. I'm stoked to be back, and I can't wait to bring you some more. So, keep it heavy metal. You all.